You just checked your bank account and your stomach dropped. Again, you know you shouldn't be spending this much. You literally told yourself no more last week. So why does this keep happening? The answer isn't what you think. And understanding it could be the difference between being broke at 40 or financially free. Stay with me. Here's what most personal finance advice gets wrong. They assume you're spending money because you don't know better. But that's not true, is it? You know the latte costs too much. You know you don't need another streaming subscription. You know eating out 5 times a week is draining your account. The problem isn't knowledge. It's your brain. And today, we're going to expose the 3 psychological traps that make even smart people hemorrhage money without realizing it. By the end of this video, you'll understand why your brain sabotages your wallet and, more importantly, how to stop it. Let's start with something called the pain of paying. Researchers at MIT and Carnegie Mellon discovered something fascinating. When you physically hand over cash, your brain lights up in the same regions that respond to physical pain. Your brain literally hurts when you spend money. But here's the trap. Credit cards, digital wallets, and one-click purchases eliminate that pain. When you tap your phone to pay, there's zero psychological friction. No pain, no hesitation, no second thoughts. This is why studies show people spend up to 83% more when using cards versus cash. Not 8%, 83%. Think about your last Amazon order. Did it feel like you were spending money? Or did it feel like clicking a button? That's the pain of paying effect in action. Your brain evolved to avoid pain. When spending doesn't hurt, you do it more. Simple as that. Now, companies know this. Why do you think every store wants you to save your payment info? Why do subscriptions auto-renew? They're weaponizing your brain's wiring against you. But it gets worse. Because there's a second psychological trap that makes the first one look harmless. And you've fallen for it this week. Maybe even today. Here's what I mean. It's called present bias. And it's the reason why your future self is always disappointed in your past self. Here's how it works. Your brain values immediate rewards roughly twice as much as future rewards. Economists call this hyperbolic discounting. But let's make it real. Imagine I offered you $100 today or $110 next week. Most people take the $100 now, even though waiting 1 week gives them a 10% return. That's better than any savings account on the planet. But here's where it destroys your finances. Every time you spend money today, you're robbing your future self. That $50 dinner tonight, your brain sees immediate pleasure. It completely discounts the future version of you who's stressed about rent. Present bias is why you know you should save for retirement, but somehow never do. Why you know you should build an emergency fund, but there's always something more urgent right now. Your brain is wired to prioritize today over tomorrow, every single time. And financial companies exploit this mercilessly. Buy now, pay later schemes? That's present bias in a business model. They're literally selling you the ability to screw over future you. But the third trap? This one's the most dangerous because you think you're immune to it. It's called the planning fallacy, and it's the reason your budget never works. Let me explain. The planning fallacy is your brain's tendency to underestimate how much things will cost and overestimate your ability to resist spending. You've done this. You set a budget. $200 for groceries, $100 for entertainment, $50 for miscellaneous. Looks perfect on paper. Then your friend's birthday dinner comes up, unexpected, and your car needs an oil change. Didn't plan for that. Oh, and those shoes you've been watching went on sale. Can't miss that deal. By day 15, your budget is obliterated. Here's what research shows. People underestimate their future expenses by an average of 20 to 40%. We're not talking about financial literates. Studies show this happens to accountants, CFOs, and economists too. Your brain creates a sanitized version of the future where everything goes according to plan and nothing unexpected happens. Spoiler alert, life doesn't work that way. So you overspend and feel guilty, then promise yourself you'll do better next month. And the cycle repeats. These 3 traps work together. Present bias makes you want things now. The pain of paying disappears with digital payments. And the planning fallacy makes you think you can afford it. Your brain is basically conspiring against your bank account. So what do? First, reintroduce the pain of paying. Use cash for discretionary spending. Sounds old school, but it works. When you physically hand over money, you spend less. Period. Second, automate everything for your future self. Set up automatic transfers to savings the day you get paid. Remove the decision entirely. You can't have present bias if there's no decision to make. Third, add a buffer to every budget. Take whatever you think you'll spend and add 25%. Sound excessive until you realize you were going to spend it anyway. You just weren't admitting it. Your brain has weaknesses. Stop pretending it doesn't. Build systems that protect you. So what do? First, reintroduce the pain of paying. Use cash for discretionary spending. Sounds old school, but it works. When you physically hand over money, you spend less. Period. Second, automate everything for your future self. Set up automatic transfers to savings the day you get paid. Remove the decision entirely. You can't have present bias if there's no decision to make. Third, add a buffer to every budget. Take whatever you think you'll spend and add 25%. Sounds excessive until you realize you were going to spend it anyway. You just weren't admitting it. Your brain has weaknesses. Stop pretending it doesn't. Build systems that protect you from yourself. If this explained why you keep overspending even when you know better, subscribe for more psychology-backed money insights that actually work in the real world. And here's your challenge. Pick one of these traps and build a defense against it this week. Cash envelope, automated savings, or padded budget. Just one. Your future self will thank you.